I wanted to gift you with a nice grounding meditation. I think it's really important that you ground yourself every day, and I don't always do it, and I should. Most likely, if you're listening to this, you're a real sensitive soul. So, what I mean is you feel things intensely. It could be things that are directed to you, or it could be things and actions that are directed to you, or it could be things that are happening to other people around you, which you absorb. So a lot of the sensitive souls, and most likely you are one of them, are empaths, and they absorb the environment's pain. So whoever's in your environment who's sad, worried, or fearful, you tend to absorb it. And when you do this on default, it can become quite a burden. Now, of course, you're doing this because you care and you're loving, and you want to, in a way, take the pain away from the other person. And that is very admirable, and it's something that you are here to do on Earth. So we don't want to take that away. But what is more useful and a better way of helping others is to shine your light bright. And by grounding, you're really becoming one with the earth. We forget so often that we are a part of nature. So by grounding, you are fully aligning and fully feeling supported by Mother Earth. So I guess let me teach you how to ground in this moment right now. So what you want to do is you want to stand up tall, and it doesn't matter if you're inside or outside. This works wherever you are. So most likely you're going to be inside, right? And I would do this when you wake up or before you go to work, especially. So you want to just visualize, and if you're not visual, just intend. And sometimes people take the word visualization and they overthink it. So a good technique I learned when I was getting my quantum healing hypnosis therapy certification was when you say to someone, visualize a red bird, like a cardinal, and they say, I can't. A good thing to say is, well, do you remember the last time you saw a cardinal? And then they go, yeah, okay, how was that? How was it? Where were you? And all of a sudden they're most likely visualizing. If not, they're energetically going to the emotion of that. So when I say visualize yourself nice and strong like a tree, like an actual tree with roots going way down deep into Mother Earth, I want you really to feel it more than seeing it. It's great if you can see it, but if you have a hard time visualizing, so to speak, it's really all about the vibration and the feeling of the energy. So if you want to just envision one of your favorite trees, or look outside and find a nice big strong tree and pretend to be that tree, that helps as well. But what you want to do is just stand strong and feel the roots go all the way down deep into Mother Earth. If you had roots under your feet, how would it feel? How would it feel if you have those roots go all the way down deep as you can get, right into Mother Earth? You feel the soil, you feel the strength, the security, the sturdiness, how supported you are. And that is really, really important to do, because if you're a sensitive soul, you probably tend to float. I'm a big floater, so I understand this. What I mean by float is you kind of like to escape the reality of the world. The world could be dense, and we remember what it was like before we were in this dense body. You may not consciously remember it, but subconsciously you do, and that's a much better space to be in than your physical body. So what happens is we tend to float. So if you feel like, a good example is you feel like you did nothing all day, even though you were moving around. You didn't get everything done on your to-do list, but you felt really hard to focus. Hard to focus is a big sign. The other thing is, if you don't ground yourself, you do have to be careful of wanting to escape through, through eating, through drinking, through drugs, through, all types of different ways that you want to escape the density of the body. However, if you ground yourself, you really feel a part of Earth, and it feels good. So you need to reacquaint yourself with Mother Earth and feel her energy moving up the roots. So what you want to do now is envision those beautiful nutrients that's in that deep dark soil of Mother Earth, penetrating your roots and penetrating your feet and going all the way up your body as you absorb all the beautiful nutrients of Mother Earth and feel your cells just kind of feeling safe and grounded and comfortable. You finally feel comfortable here. It's really a big thing. And you just want to pull that energy up from Earth all the way up through your entire body. Now you can continue to visualize yourself as a tree, if that helps. So you can see it as a tree trunk and your branches being your arms. But the point is that you are one with Mother Earth. So whether you're visualizing yourself as a tree, or if you're visualizing yourself just standing there strong, you want to just make sure that the energy of Mother Earth is moving through you all the way up your entire body, and you feel like a sense of warmth and security and a remembrance, like you're with family, like the nutrients in the soil is alive and welcoming you to Earth. So once you feel that, the next step is you need to be a good balance between human and spirit. And what I mean is you have this beautiful God light within you, and we don't want to lose that. So I did just say that, it's not good to float. It's not that it's not good, it's just you have to function here as a human, and it's very hard to do that if you're floaty, right? I would love to float my entire life. It feels good. But I am in physical form, and I do have these human duties that I have to attend to, like my children, and just as basic as, cleaning and taking care of myself and taking care of others. These are all very human duties that we need to be grounded in order to accomplish. And people who have depression or anxiety, things like that, they're not fully grounded into their body, and there's not a good balance between your humanness and your spirit, your light. So you have this God light, beautiful God light energy. This is your knowing. This is your gift, your extension of God source energy that lives within you. It's the element of God source that is within you. It is what connects us all together. It is what makes us one, really. So this beautiful light energy is extremely important to be in alignment with. It's our navigation, it's our intuition, but it's also our loving nature. when we see someone suffering, we naturally go right into our light. But the point is, you don't want to wait until you see someone suffering. You want to always embrace your light. But you have to be in human form. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to bring God's light through the top of our head, which is often called the crown chakra. And we're going to radiate that light through our body. And our cells are going to absorb this beautiful light. So our cells are going to be a combination of being grounded to Mother Earth and having the light of God within them. What you're going to find is when you bring the light through your body, you're going to realize that each cell has a consciousness of their own. It's as if there's these little people living within you, and it really is like that. Whenever I do healings on people, it always blows my mind when I go and I scan their body, and it's like all these little cells saying hi to me, but I'm not going to go off on a tangent on that. But what we want to do is really just focus on bringing that God light through the top of our head and spreading that light all the way down, awakening ourselves, reminding them of the truth. It doesn't take long to remind the cells. The cells know naturally that their truth is love, but they're following our direction. So we're like the boss, and we're telling the cells, which are like our employees, what to do. And all of this links to self-healing, by the way. But I'm going to make a separate video on that. So you want to bring that light in and really take time. Take time to feel, and if you're visual, to see, but most importantly, feel your cells lighten up and go back to love. Now, if you do have a physical ailment or you're suffering in any way with any illness, this is a beautiful, perfect time to witness your cells going back to truth. And healing is actually very, very easy because the cells want to go back to their truth, but they're getting the direction from you. So if you command the cells to go back to love and light, the cells will follow. But you have to keep with that. So you can't go throughout your day and start being negative, because what will happen is you are telling your cells, be negative, be dense. You see what I mean? So your cells are following your command, period. If you just let love and light enter your space and be the godlight that you are, then the healing will happen. Okay, so I knew I was going to get off on that because it's such a passion of mine, but let's just focus on bringing that God light through the body. And of course, this is something that you're going to do quickly on your own, 2-3 minutes and you'll be done. I'm just talking a lot through this so you understand the process of what's happening. So that light is penetrating through your body, and you really want to visualize or at least feel the vibration of that light moving through your body, intended to reach every cell, just with intention. You may see your organs and you may see your muscles and bones, but you don't have to. Just with your intention, move that light all the way down. And you're going to know it's complete because you're going to feel the vibration of love radiating within and without you, stretching beyond your body. It's going to just be radiating this beautiful light. So now what has happened is we have perfectly balanced ourselves between human and God. So we are in a human body to do godly work. No matter who you are, you came here in a human form to do godly work. And that is why it's important that you embrace the light within, but you need to have it balanced. So if you're too drawn to the light, you're going to float up. You're naturally leaving. You're kind of leaving your body. So, because before you were in physical form, you were everywhere. You were unconditional love. When I was younger, I left my body and during an accident, and it was like, whoa, I became everything. And the love was so, I wish that you could feel it. It was just amazing. In fact, I was just talking to a client who had a similar experience about it, and she said what I say all the time is like, if I could just give you a moment to experience what I experienced, you would not have any fear of anything anymore, because you would know that your truth is this unconditional love. So it's good to be in balance, and people who are sensitive and very gifted and very intuitive do have to do their due diligence of grounding, because I'm a floater and I'm always kind of in the spiritual world, and so because of that, I have a hard time being in this physical body. And that goes with a lot of sensitive souls, whether they're spiritual or not. Like, people don't know that they're empaths, They're just going throughout life and they're feeling angry and panicked and fearful, and it may not even be their energy. So being an empath doesn't mean you're awakened or spiritual. It means that you are a sensitive soul here on earth. So anyways, it's very important that empaths realize that they are absorbing on default, and it's unfortunate that there are many empaths that are diagnosed with many things, like bipolar, depression, it could be a wide of anxiety, things like that, when they're really, anxiety being a big one, because obviously they're absorbing. So hopefully this message can reach those who are suffering unknowingly. Okay, so and it is important to mention that empaths do have a higher rate of addiction because of that. So because they want to leave their body, they're so sensitive, they just want to leave, where other people have a better way of being here because they're not so sensitive, they're not feeling things so deeply. But when you're an empath like me, you just tend to float naturally. You tend to want to just check out. And that's not good, of course, because you're here, you called forth this experience in human form, you called forth this experience here on earth, so of course you're supposed to be in your body. A lot of the new children have this as well. They tend to not fully be integrated, but I'm going off on a tangent. So this is just a little discussion, and not really a meditation, but a description of how to ground yourself. One thing I do like to add, and it's completely up to you, is putting a shield around me where I'm protected. Love can enter the space and love can leave that space, but nothing lower than love can come into my space. So it's a shield, and sometimes I do a color. Like right now, I'm seeing a lot of golden, so I put myself in a golden light, and that's how I like to end it. All my love, for those who are joining us on Saturday, I am so looking forward to seeing you all. And for those who can't make it, but had interest, I thank you very much for the support. And I love you all. I hope to see you soon. All my love.